Hey, what do you know? It's previews time again. These things seem to be just flying by. And this time, it's 369 previews catalog, and you'll recognize it by the Mike Diodato Berserker Unbound cover. And on the flippity dip side, The Wildcats by Jim Chung. Series illustrated by Ramon Villalobos, written by Warren Ellis. These two things, oddly enough, it's very rare that I order things from the front and back covers of the previous catalog. But this month, it's one of them exceptional events where I'm getting not only Berserker and I'm getting the Wildcats relaunch. Looks good to me. I've always been a sucker for the Wildcats in their various incarnations, right from the original straight on up. Very different takes, but something about the team always works for me. It just clicks. This is an unknown entity, but written by Jeff Lemire, so how can you really go wrong? With art by, I said Diodato, and the preview images within the catalog are very nice, in line with what Diodato has been doing recently. I kind of love it, so I'm getting both. First up, wow, I know your jaws have hit the floor that I'm actually going to pimp a Spawn book. I'm glad you're sitting down. Hopefully you're sitting down. But this is Spawn 300. 72 pages. Written by McFarlane and Snyder, with art by McFarlane, Capullo, Jason Sean Alexander, J. Scott Campbell, and Jerome Opeña. Now, if you've been paying attention, there is a name that is very conspicuously absent from that list. Thankfully, my novenas must have gotten through, because it appears that Simon Kudransky has absolutely nothing to do with this issue, as every Spawn issue should be. But I digress, as usual. Yes, I've been kicking the shit out of that dead horse for a long time, but it's true. He is not anywhere near the caliber of artist required for a book with a pedigree like Spawn. This issue, of course, has the pedigree because Capullo is coming back to the title after 18 years. Not only Capullo, but we get beautiful art by Jason Sean Alexander, who's been doing a great job on the book. He's on it for more than a year now. With art by J. Scott Campbell, win, Jerome Opeña, double win, and some stuff thrown in by Snyder. I don't know. But you know Todd. Todd always needs the first not incarnation, but my microphone is slipping here. You can't see behind the scenes, but it's slipping down to the point where I can't speak into it. So I'm just going to tighten it up right there a little bit. Jiggity jig. And there we go. Everything's kosher now, I think. But if you remember, Neil Gaiman, Alan Moore, Grant Morrison, they all pitched in on Spawn over the years. Todd does it to attract attention. He's smart. Todd is not the best writer in the cosmos. He's good, but exceptional. Aside from creating the character and the plot details, Todd's dialogue gets a little weird and wonky, but I enjoy it, but I'm not a stickler for realism in my books. But Todd's okay by me, but once in a while he brings in a big gun, and I guess Snyder is a big gun. So yeah, you need this. Even if you don't read the book, get issue 300. Maybe you'll like it, and maybe you'll keep reading it. And I'm guessing that's what Todd is hoping. But if not, no skin off his multimillionaire back. He's going to be okay, and we will be too. Our regular Spawn readers are just going to be A-okay, because we know how good it is. What do we have next? Dun, dun, dun. Coffin Bound. We're pimping it on the podcast, rightly so. Written by Dan Waters, with art by Danny. This is the first issue, heavily discounted, 50% off at dcbservice.com. There is the cover. And here are some preview pages. Oof, nice. Desolate. Scary. I like the palette used. You can feel the heat radiating. See the desolation. Smell the. You can taste the dust. There's more. A little bit of little warm colors in there. Well, there's some warm colors in there too, but nicely done. Balance of warm and cool. I like it a lot. And the pitch is chased by an unstoppable killer. Izzy Tyburn has decided that if the world won't have her, she's going to go out in a blaze of glory. So she's burning rubber, ash, and sun-scorched bones of those who get in her way. Okay. There's an air of Cassie Hack to this character, just visually. I mean, I've only read these couple of preview pages. What is there? But getting a Cassie Hack vibe, that's okay, because I love that too. So I'm down. Don't know how long this series is going to run. Don't really care. I'll get them all. Okay, this is from IDW. Transformers 84, number 0. What? Written by Simon Furman, big name in the Transformers mythology, as is Guido Guidi, who's doing the art. Now, this is a prequel to Marvel Comics Transformers number 1. And you may say, well, why the hell are they doing that? Well, if you're reading the ongoing Transformers, it takes place before the Transformers came to Earth, i.e. the Marvel series. So, and it examines the relationship between Orion Pax, which we will later know as Optimus Prime, and Megatron. This is pre-Decepticon. So you're getting the similarities and differences of Orion and Megatron, and they were friends, and they definitely had a relationship unlike that we have come to know in the cartoon and in the comics. So that's a before the Marvel series, so why shouldn't they do a prequel directly before the Marvel series? It may span some kind of a gap between what we're getting in the ongoing and what we later knew from the Marvel series, which is great. And it's $4.99, 36 pages, and it's there's a good discount on this one too. I'm down. Look at that cover. It looks great. Well, I'm getting all the Transformers books from IDW. The ongoing Transformers Ghostbusters. Now this. If it says Transformers on the cover, I'm getting it from IDW. Once again, no one in the world is shocked that I am pimping Death-Defying Devil number 1. What with my love for Project Superpowers. Talked about that series, well, the many series, on the podcast in the past. These characters are very special to me, and but this is a little bit of a spin on Project Superpowers and the characters that run around within those panels. This is written by Gail Simone. She's been doing fine work at Dynamite and elsewhere, but she's got a little bit of the spotlight at Dynamite because she's a name, right? And she does phenomenal work. This is written by, or it's illustrated by Walter Giovanni. And here's some preview images from what you can expect in the first issue. Cut above the typical Dynamite fare. Well-proportioned, well-rendered figures. Devil looks great. Colors are wonderful. Okay. You've convinced me, as if I needed any convincing to get this, but maybe you do. From Boom, it's the end of the run, Coda Volume 3, written by Simon Spurrier, beautifully illustrated by the titan known as Matthias Bergara. I backed off the single issues. I originally was reading Coda in singles. Beautiful packaging, upscale covers, cardstock, great production values on the singles, but I thought it was a tale better consumed in bulk. So double dipped on the first trade, and I've been ordering the trades ever since. To my knowledge, Volume 2 didn't ship yet. So maybe we're going to get 2 and 3 within the span of a shipment. So maybe we'll get 2 and the next shipment we'll get 3. I don't know. But I'm on the books for 2 and 3. I can't wait to see how this series ends. I love it. I think it's one of the better fantasy-based series in a while. And the art is just makes my eyes do very, very wonderful things. Now, Fantagraphics took a lot of money from me this order. Not a lot, but more than they have in the past couple of years. The collected edition of Gilbert Hernandez's Maria M., which originally was published in 2 separate volumes, if memory serves, and it's a crime thriller of Maria M. You got sex, drugs, violence, and power, pretty much everything you've come to expect from the Palomar section of Love and Rockets. But Maria M. is Luba's mom. So it is purported to be doubles as a biopic of the mother of Hernandez's most beloved character. I wouldn't argue with that. Luba from Love and Rockets. And there are preview pages out there. But really, do I need to show you preview pages from a Gilbert Hernandez book? Seriously. I mean, the man's an institution. But one of the things I've done for this previews video is, in the past I've said, yeah, I did a little bit of Googling, and I came up with some art, and it looks good to me, so y'all should buy this book. And I never showed you the art, which was kind of stupid on my part, I admit. So this time around, when I Googled it, I saved the images. So now you can see what I saw, some of what I saw. So first up from Fantagraphics was the Gilbert Hernandez Maria M. collection, 270 pages, wow, for $30. It's discounted, so you're not going to pay $30 for it. And on the bottom of the screen here, Annie Simon, her new book, Empress Sictisis. I probably said that wrong. Sictisis. There we go. Empress Sictisis, which is an 80-page hardcover graphic novel, which springs from her previous work, The Song of Aglaia. Now, Fantagraphics is smart, among other things, and they are offering both of these books. If you can see on the right there, it says also available, The Song of Aglaia. So you can get both of these in one shot, pretty much for the price of one and change. I did that. I ordered both of them because initially I was captured by this illustration, the Great Empress reclining on her comfy giant pillows with whatever that is in the foreground. Looks like a dog pig. I was like, okay, need to check this woman's work out. And I did. And here's what, all right, there's the cover to the sequel. And there's the initial volume. Great art, right? Love it. Love the cross-hatching, love the line work, the pattern work. The character design is really nice. And this is a page from the original work. From this. This is a page. I like it a lot. Rough hewn. There's no super refinery going on here. It's all play it where it lays. It's not art brut, but it's expressive, and it's there's a little wear to it, which I like, and a little scratchiness. I think it looks great. So I'm in for both. I think I'm gonna have a good time with these. This is a page, obviously, from the original French edition, because we don't speak like this in America. It's not how we talk. Talk like this. Next up, wow. Okay, this takes me back because this is not the original edition for this. Stephen King's Cycle of the Werewolf has been published before. It is a commingling of two titans of horror, Stephen King and, of course, illustrated by Bernie Wrightson. I have the original printing of this, so I'm not ordering it, but you should get it. It's a 100-page illustrated prose novel for $18. The illustrations are phenomenal. Wrightson equals phenomenal. Redundant of me to even say that, but I'm gonna, in case there's someone way, way, way back in the nosebleed section who's not familiar with the work of Bernie Wrightson. This is for you. Don't touch that person next to you, pig. And the story is great. It's Stephen King, and it's one of his few dalliances with lycanthropy. So it's a seminal work by Stephen King. You need it, and it's very inexpensive too. $18. The illustrations are in color. What do you have to lose? Unless you don't like horror, then skip this. From Humanoids, this is Robert Silverberg's Colonies, The Return to Belzagor, written by Philippe Theroux, with art by Laura Zucceri. And this is one of the instances where I had to do the old, what the hell am I going to be seeing in this book search? And aside from the cover by Gerald Perel, which is really nice, Zucceri's art is wonderful. And here are a few pages. Check that out. Not unlike, and this is the safety net. I'm going to say it. You expect me to say it. Not unlike what you would have seen in heavy metal, circa 75 to 85 or 90 even. It does look like a European graphic novel. I want to say bande dessinée. I'm saying graphic novel. But it's really accomplished work. Does this not look like an alien planet? Yeah. We don't have trees like that on our planet, and they're kind of neat. I could see trees actually growing like that. I mean, it looks like a root structure, an inverted root structure, so why not? And the flora and the fauna are just beautiful. And here's more. This is the first book of a trilogy, and it's a hardcover, $24.95 for 116 pages. And if memory serves, this is not the first time that Zucceri has done a Silverberg book from Humanoids. I remember seeing that tusked creature sitting on its with its back erect, speaking to someone in a clearing type location on the cover of a book. So this may not be the first Silverberg book from Humanoids. This may be a repackaging and retitling from that first Silverberg book, but something tells me this is not the first. I remember something being published previously, a Silverberg book by this creative team that is not this. So maybe we should search that. And I didn't. There's the pages again. All right, this is from It's Alive, which research has turned up maybe tied to IDW in some way. There was a Kickstarter for this book. It's called Red Range, Pirates of Fireworld. Now, Red Range was originally done by Joe Lansdale and Sam Glanzman. The writer here, Keith Lansdale, is Joe's son. And this Jock, who is credited as doing the art and the cover art, is new to me. So what did I do? Hey, fired it up. There's the cover by Jock. Nice, right? And there is an interior page from this Pirates of Fireworld. You have a pirate bandit riding a pterodactyl. That's money, and it sold itself to me just based on that. I'm a fan of Lansdale. I'm a huge fan of Glanzman, but this is not the work of Sam. Unfortunately, Sam has passed. But this is catapulting out of that original Red Range work that Joe R. Lansdale and Sam Glanzman did. So this is the legacy of that work, and I'm very curious. So I ordered it. It's a little on the spendy side though, because $5.99 for 32 pages. But I'm in the mood to gamble on this. It has all of the trademarks of something that I know I will enjoy: pirates, dinosaurs. Looks like a post-apocalyptic setting. Keith Lansdale unleashes his imagination on the historical and somewhat steampunk world his father, Joe R. Lansdale, and the late Sam Glanzman created back in 1999. Caleb Range, a.k.a. the Red Mask, and if you look there, see he's got a red mask on, and his young companion, Turon, must be related to Turok, but maybe not. They find themselves under the surface of the earth, in a place that seems lost in time. Journey to the center of the earth, too. They are quickly confronted by a group of steampunk pirates in hot pursuit of a strange fellow who can only speak one name over and over and over and over and over and over again. Seatok. Oh, and did we mention there are dinosaurs? Lots and lots of dinosaurs? Yes, you did, but had you not, the images would have told us that. So yes, it's alive. Red Range, Pirates of Fireworld. Yeah. There we go. There's that page again. Like I said, I'm in the mood to gamble. So I've seen this Catstronauts thing in previews in prior months, and there was never any wiggle room in my budget for it, even though after discount, the softcover is like $6. And so for whatever reasons, I never added it to my order. And it is kid-friendly, as you can see from the little emblem there. But this month is not a huge month for me. So I'm taking the chance, even though it's volume 5, from what I can glean from my searches, each volume, while a continuation of the big story, is individual stories in each volume. So this is volume 5, Catstronauts, volume 5, Slapdash Science, written and drawn by Drew Brockington. And here's the cover in better resolution, which is kind of cute, kind of neat. Clean line. Unfettered. Like it a lot. And here are some examples of the interior art. Full color. 190-some pages for $6. I don't think it's much of a gamble. I mean, you have a cat named Waffles and Pom Pom and Blanket. Major Mouser. This is too cute for me. But I need some cute now. And this Blanket, look at him. He's working on a cat robot. This is great. It's cute. I can see a cartoon of this, even though I don't really need it if this book is good. But this could be a cartoon franchise. And the world needs more cute cats. Ask the people on Facebook. A little bit of conceptual continuity, remember? In our newspaper comic strip themed episode, I told you about Comics Review still being published. Well, here's the proof. From Manuscript Press, in this issue of Previews, it's Comics Review number 400. Yikes. That's been going a long time. As it says here, it's America's longest running magazine of classic comics. It's true. You get 8 pages of full color strips in here. Flash Gordon, Ricochet, Phantom, Gasoline Alley, Alley Oop, Tarzan, Steve Canyon, and Casey Ruggles. 128 pages for $20. After discount, I think it's like 14. You can't go wrong. This is from Rebellion, and it's a digest, aptly titled The Rebellion Digest, The Best of Steel Commando by Frank Pepper and Alex Henderson. 160 pages for $10. Look at that cover. Robot Commando tying a rifle into a knot. Poof, there goes the bullet. Ineffectual. Won't hurt anybody. Robot Commando apparently was designed to give the Axis powers a run for their money. And due to a programming glitch, he only takes orders from one person, this Ernie Bates, the laziest soldier in the British Army. This is great. Bang. Jumped, leapt right to my list. Need it. Looks like a hell of a lot of fun. Again, I pimped this on the show. Scout Comics, Planet Caravan #1 by Andrea Amenta with art by Stefano Cardoselli. Now, some of you may take issue with the way this is being presented. It's this new binge imprint from Scout where they print and release the first issue, and then after the dust has settled on the first issue, they reprint the first issue and everything that would have come after in a trade paperback form. You may like that idea, you may think it's preposterous. I don't know where I fall, but I'd rather spend $2 and change on a single issue and not like it than spend $10+ on a trade and just have to give it away because it doesn't click. But this is almost a sure thing for me because I really like Cardoselli's art. I have other examples of his work in my collection, and I think he's great. Here's an illustration he did featuring this character on the front here from Planet Caravan. No, that's the cover. In better resolution, because I love you so much. You know how I go. Now, taking Rob Liefeld's big guns are better approach to the nth degree. This is Stefano Cardoselli's, the main character, I'm assuming, from this thing, with a massive, I guess there's no gravity on this planet or weight, because if that had any weight and there were gravity, there's no way that it would just pull him right down. But we're not going to worry about that because it's a big-ass gun that says love on it. So you have a little bit of a martial law, ABC Warriors vibe to this thing, and Cardoselli's beautiful line work. I don't like tubing, man. What if it breaks? How do you find the problem when you have that convoluted a construction to a gun? It's weird, but I like it. Like I'm sure, we're not supposed to think about that, but I look at that and I think of from a mechanical standpoint, like there's a lot of margin for error in that construction, but it's preposterous and it should be, and we love it. And I do anyway. And I like the juxtaposition of the killing machine at the top of the image, and on the bottom you have flowers growing. Isn't that nice? Ah, nature, beauty, death. It's cool. I think that's it. That is it. That's all we got. Like I said, it's a kind of a small month for me. There was a struggle to find things. I mean, I still made my budget, but that's because I'm taking risks this previews. And that's something I should do every previews, I think. Because if you stay in that comfort zone, you're just going to fall asleep. Nothing's going to be different. Nothing's going to push the boundaries of your enjoyment or your tastes or anything, really. If you just run in place, you're never going to get anywhere. So I'm reaching out, taking some risks, embracing some companies that I haven't bought from in recent memory for a number of reasons. No one gives a shit about why. So it's a new day with previews. As you can tell, there is nothing other than the normal stuff, the old standbys from Marvel and DC. Take a look at the DC catalog, and you may notice that their trade paperback prices are inching higher. I don't think that's a good thing, because in the past, whenever I had to order something, I had to add something to my order just to meet my budget, because why would I not want to meet my budget? Save money? That's ridiculous. DC was always my go-to because, by and large, their trades were always cheaper than Marvel's. Marvel seems to, release 4-issue miniseries from anywhere from $15.99 to, in this catalog, $19.99 for 4 issues, which is just like laughable. There's no way I'm paying that. But DC was always like much, much lower, reasonably priced, let's just say. And now it seems like their trades are inching up a little bit. So DC, like Marvel, may price themselves out of my consideration, which is okay. It's all right. I mean, I have plenty to read, and there's plenty out there, present and future. So if they want to increase their trade prices, then I'll just seek my entertainment elsewhere. But not to end on a downbeat note, but seriously, we all have budgets. We all have a set, well, not Jason, right? But we're not all Jason. We all have budgets, and we all, pick and choose based on the pool that we have each month, pool of resources. And when something is priced higher than the pool of resources will accept, we look for something elsewhere. And I think that's what's going to happen. I don't want to sound like Rob Liefeld and shit all over DC. I love DC. I love Marvel. But money's money. And if they want more of it for less, then I'm going to try and find some value elsewhere. Like that Catastronauts book, 192 pages for $6. And it looks like it's a wonderful, fun experience. So why not? So that's it for me on this previews thing. And as always, go hug someone you love. All of us appreciate what you patrons do for us. Thank you so much for doing it. And it's family, right? And we're glad to have you. And we hope we live up to whatever you expect and beyond, like Buzz says. So get the hell out of here. Go get something to eat, read a comic, hug someone you love, and tune in to the next episode in 2 days. Bye.